Hey guys, before we get to the video, I just thought I'd mention that I was trying out a new video editing software, as you can see. But I hadn't quite bought the paid version of it yet. I wasn't aware that it would make this banner. But I'm about to switch over to Premiere Pro, and so for just this one video, there's going to be a banner. But let's just get on with the video, and hopefully it's not too distracting. Hello and welcome back to another video. In my most recent video, I went over some ways that could help you defend your village or your base from pillagers and from zombies. And I wanted to make a part 2 because some of the things that I went over last time, that was an accident, actually don't work anymore. So in this video, I want to go over the things that work and don't work anymore, and then add a couple new things to the list. In the last video, I had shown that you could use fireplaces as a defense tool by simply putting a trapdoor over them and mobs would walk on top and get damaged. However, this no longer seems to be the case. I mean, you can still open these up and mobs will think that they can walk over them and they can fall inside. Hey zombie. It's just not as useful or reliable than it used to be, and so you can use these still if you want. Like, you can set up a daylight sensor, which I can show later, but it's not the most useful. But if you like the smoke effects and the fire effects, then go ahead. I had also talked about how magma blocks are an impassable block and mobs won't actually try to pass them. However, it appears with the official release of 1.14 that zombies and other mobs don't find it difficult at all to walk on top of these blocks. Even still, I think magma blocks can be one of the most useful blocks to help defend your base or your village, just because of how easy it is to get and how harmless it can be for you if you use it the right way. Also, the wither rose, even though it is one of my most favorite things to use in defending a base, I also learned since making the last video how you have to obtain these things. I thought it was more simple, like coming across them in the forest, but apparently the only way to get a rose is you have to have a wither kill a mob, and that mob will drop a rose. So in the future, I'd like to go over some possible farms that you could make to get a whole bunch of wither roses. It shouldn't be too difficult, so if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below and I'll see if I can make one. A really good one. Now there is one useful mechanic that I didn't go over last time that I think is a really important thing to understand and to realize. I learned this from watching one of Grian's videos. That if you have a slab over blocks of air, then mobs won't know that they can actually walk across the slabs and it will count as an impassable block. So let me show you. See, the zombie nor the villager know that they can walk across these blocks, and so in a way it's an invisible wall. But there is always a chance that if you get multiple and only have one of these, then they can be pushed across and eventually make it to the village on the inside. For example. Now there are a couple mechanics that are crucial in the 1.14 that you need to know about because it really is a game changer. This mechanic is the crawling mechanic, or the crouching mechanic. It now has a purpose more than the sneak, which nobody ever uses anyway. If you go to a 1.5 block space where you normally wouldn't be able to walk, if you crouch, you can fit inside. Now, we could actually use this to our benefit, to our defense. So right here, I've incorporated the last two ideas together, making these slabs having air underneath them, and then also creating a 1.5 block space that you can actually crawl and get across just fine. As you can see, zombies will try to approach, but they won't be able to get across. Most of the time, they won't even attempt to get through here. And the reason why those guys are taking damage is because there's magma blocks over there, which I'll go over in just a little bit, which I kind of already did, so this is awkward. So obviously there's a handful of things that you can do in the outside of your wall to help take out mobs that are trying to get in. These just being a few ideas. There is the simple magma block, there are trapdoors, and there's dispensers with lava. Now, putting a trapdoor on top of a magma block will help the mobs to more likely walk on them, so I would still suggest using them if you plan to use magma blocks. But each one of these things can be connected to redstone, maybe like a daylight sensor or a lever, so that you can activate them whenever you need to. And the thing with the lava one though, you might want to make sure that your walls aren't made out of wood, because there might be problems. Now obviously you could use a gate. They're like the most normal way to get in and out of places without mobs being able to follow. But what's the fun in that? This is boring. This is too predictable. So here's a few ideas. Hi Pig, how's it going? Here's a few ideas to get in and out of your base other than using a predictable gate. Starting off, you can use animals. If you have animals on the inside of your base, you can simply right click on them through a little gap, and there you go. You're in. And you can also have one on the outside to get back and forth. It's really simple, really easy, and if you have a little thing right here, then baby zombies can't get through, the pigs won't be able to jump through, and so it's a pretty simple, kind of fun way you can mess around with. Here's a simple idea too, being able to just click on the other side with a minecart to easily get in and out. And there's also the other crawling mechanic that fits in 1 block spaces. You can set up all sorts of fun things with these. Oh, and the easiest way that I know of to activate this crawling mode is setting up a trapdoor and standing next to it and then doing that. It works. Also, you can use pistons to push you down. And then you can actually incorporate that slab I did with the gap underneath with this as well. And it actually provides something kind of unique. See this little gap right here? You can see me. Mobs can see me from a distance. But when mobs get close, they don't have a straight line of sight. And they will no longer aggro with you. So if you stand here, or I guess crawl here, and you get a crossbow, you can actually shoot out and attack things while things won't be able to attack you. And I'll try to use this within a raid to show you how it works. And of course the Ravagers are a little bit different. So if you're, for example, wanting to use these magma blocks, you're going to want to go out 1 more block than you need to. Otherwise the Ravagers won't get hurt. Here's a way you can use the campfires. Ta-da! Yoink! Haha! You can't get in here, zombie. So obviously a wall is going to be your best defense, like I said in the last video, and you'll want to make sure that you have light all on the inside of your wall so that zombies don't spawn, because that would suck. It happened on our survival world and we lost everybody except for 2 people. So let's go ahead and try activating a raid and see how well we do. Oh, here it goes. Oh! That's a great start. Great start. Can't get me, but you can get inside, and that's really bad. I probably should start this over. Help! Ah! Creeper, you ruined everything. Alright, everything's okay. I fixed it. You gotta have this closed, otherwise they can hit you. Haha, you guys can't make it in here. Go away! There's a zombie in the tower. Hahaha. Can't do anything now, can ya? Now obviously the Wither Rose is going to be a super nice thing to have, because you don't have to do any trickery to trick them to walk into it. But again, it's gonna be a difficult thing to acquire. But yeah, if you encompass your entire base with magma blocks, that would be plenty fine. And only you could get in and out if we use the entrances that we went over in this video. So your villagers would be safe too. And always make sure that you have some hired help on the inside. That's the only reason why I'm still alive. We did it, guys! We did it! Well, I hope you guys learned a thing or two in this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and there's a lot of new ideas that I've come up with while I've made this video. And so I'll probably make another video in the future. And if you want to see some other ideas that I've come up with, you can watch my first video. It's most of the things there still work. I went over the things that don't work anymore, and so you should be fine. If you guys have any ideas on how I can improve these things that I've made, or some cool ways to incorporate different mechanics, let me know in the comments below. I'll see what I can tinker around with. Anyways, this has been First Critter, and I'll see you guys next time. That dang creeper ruining everything. Everything was going so smooth until then. He blew up this stuff.